Hey everybody. Hey everybody, how you doing? We'll wait a few minutes until we get a few people live in here. I know I haven't been doing lives lately. I just haven't been in the mood to, and I don't bother to be monetized anymore. I get sick and tired of playing around with YouTube and you can't do this and you can do that and you can't say this and you can't say that. Then I get tired of being monetized. I never did it for the money, so I don't need the money. So see who we got in there. First one up is Twyla. Twyla's always the first one in. Twyla's always the first one. Rosalind, how you doing, Rosalind? Great to see you, Rosalind. The topic tonight's kind of interesting, and it is a lot of the videos that you see. I'll start now. We've got a few people in. A lot of the videos that you see on YouTube are about young, poor Filipinos that are looking for husbands. And it makes it look like Filipinos are only interested in American men because they want to get out of poverty. That's far from the case. Far from the case. My wife comes from a family that has more money than I had. There was a better income than I had. Lived they live in an 8-bedroom home in a very good part of the city. So my wife was already living in Canada. So it's not that reason. Okay, there are women that are looking for American men because they want love from American men. They feel that American men are different from the men that they've experienced, and they're looking for American men for many different reasons. It's not just for the money. It's not because they're poor and they want to get out of the province. That's far from the case. A lot of these women that you'll talk to that are from the province, they don't care about money. They have been living on such small amounts of money that they could live on it for forever if they had to. They're not looking to get out of the province. Heck, if you wanted to live in the province with them, they'd probably just as soon live in their own country. I mean, hey, who doesn't want to live in their own country? Seriously now. So the idea that Filipinos are these gold diggers and that's far from the case. Far from the case. For you that don't know what my wife looks like, I'll put a picture up so you can get an idea of what my wife looks like. Well, yeah, actually, the logo right there is my wife. You can see the logo right there. That's a picture of my wife right there. That's her getting ready to go to church. And that's another picture of my wife getting ready to go out for the evening. Her and I going out for the evening. So as you can see, my wife is not an ugly lady. So she wasn't an ugly lady looking to find a good man. I think she probably could have gotten a good man in the Philippines. As a matter of fact, I'm sure she could have. So it wasn't, so you can't say that that's the case. So that's the reason why I wanted to do this video, because you see these videos of these girls they're not just trying to get out of poverty. Rosalind is a good example. Okay, she's in the chat right now. I know Rosalind. Her and I chat often, and she's a beautiful girl, building her own house. So I mean, if she could live in the Philippines, heck, she's building her own house. Of course, she'd love to live in the Philippines. So it's not that she's just looking to come to the U.S. She's just looking for a decent man. So if anybody's interested in a beautiful Filipino, you've got Rosalind there. Check her out. I don't know if she's still here, but she was here a minute ago. And there's a lot of other beautiful Filipinos that that are good workers. Some of the girls that I know are they're well educated, or they're becoming educated. Education in the Philippines really isn't like it is here in the States. The States, here we're looking at going to college here is costing $20,000-$30,000 a year. If you're willing to go to a decent local college there in the Philippines, you're looking at $2,000 for the year. I believe. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. But hey, how you doing, Rosalind? Rosalind's still here. Hey, Rosalind, I'll tell you what. If you want to come up and say hi, Rosalind, that is a copy of the link. If anybody wants to come up and discuss this topic, we are actually broadcasting on 3 different channels right now. So if you see me put a link up and it goes like 2 different, if you see me put something up and it goes Brian Sessions and it goes another, that's why, is because of the way we're broadcasting right now. We're going to go over here to News New England, my channel. We are live. See if we're going to go here, and we're going to pin this to the top of the chat. So if anybody would like to come up and talk on this topic, feel free to do so. Pinned at the top of the chat is the link. A lot of times, a lot of the ladies that are looking to come here, live in beach areas that we would die to live in, or live in the mountain regions that we would die to live in, with the views and the views of the mountain ranges and the valleys that we would kill for, $100,000, $1 million views, as we would say around here. So I mean, when they look at coming here, they're walking away from some pretty nice areas. Some of the places that I've been to in the Philippines are just stunning. Some of the views from some of these poor villages, you look at what's in front of them, and they may have a squatter's type of a home, but the lot that they're living on is a $500,000 lot if you were to buy it here in the United States, because they're overlooking the sea. They can throw a rock from their front yard and basically hit the ocean. Or in the case of Rosalind's building her house. Her house is right up in the mountains in a beautiful spot. If I was going to be going to Cebu, I would definitely go there. I don't remember the town that she says that she's in, but if she's here, so like I say, Rose, Filipino related, Filipino wanderer, Sharon Lapo. If you're here, any of the girls are here, feel free to grab that link and come up. If you'd like to, or anybody else wants to grab that link and come up, feel free to. But this is the topic tonight. I don't want anybody to come up and try to pull us away from this topic and so forth. If you're watching us from any of the other channels, thanks for coming up. Thanks for saying hi. And if you're watching on Facebook, because we are also streaming onto Facebook. If any of you don't know how to do that, send me a link and I will explain how to. This is just going to be a short little video, probably 10-15 minute video, because I was just watching a video and it irritates me, because if you look at the comments, everybody says the same thing. Oh, she's just trying to get out of the poor area. She's just a poor Filipino, and she just wants. Guys, if you guys could see where some of these, what you're calling poor Filipinos, live, hell, I bet you would want to move there. And if you see the lifestyle there, guys, you have to understand, we don't see the type of friendliness here that there is in the Philippines. We don't see the help thy neighbor the way we see here, the way we see in the Philippines. I'll tell you, I have an 8-bedroom home I can live in the Philippines if I wanted to go there. And I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for my daughter being in gymnastics as an elite gymnast, I would be living there now. Believe me, I would be living there now. because it's so gorgeous. And if any of you have seen, if anybody has not seen, I'll put a picture of my. This is the family home. This is the home that my wife's family has. This is an 8-bedroom home. It has carport. Each floor has its own terrace, so you can see the terrace up there. So it has 3 floors and it's 3 terraces up there. So you can walk out of any floor to a terrace and look at the view. You can look down over to the river, and we're not far from the ocean. You can drive about 5 minutes and you're right to the ocean. Only 5 minutes because of the area that you have to go to get to the ocean and so forth. But as you can see, it's a beautiful home. So believe me, my wife did not come here because she was poor. Not the case at all. Her father worked in Saudi Arabia. Her brother worked in Saudi Arabia. She was in Canada, living in Canada. She had another sister living in the United States. Everybody was living abroad. Her brother was living in Saudi Arabia. They were out earning money, making big bucks. So, not the case, people. Let me take that down now. Get the idea about the house. But anyway, just wanted to do a little 10-15 minute video just to bring that topic up. Hopefully, some people have understood the situation, and now when they see or hear about some beautiful young Filipino with an my wife's 17 years younger than I am. My wife, I believe my wife is gorgeous. I believe my wife is stunning. She was when I married her. She still is now. And we've been together since 2007. We started dating and we got married in 2009 and had our daughter in 2011. And this is 2023 and we're still together. I don't know why, because I'm an arrogant bastard sometimes. I can really be an arrogant son of a bitch with a fucking bad temper, and I use a lot of bad words, and I get hell sometimes when I use bad words in my house. Yeah, so believe me. But I'll tell you one thing: if you marry a Filipina, you're going to change your lifestyle, because there's a lot of shit we do here in the U.S. that if you go and you move to the Philippines, you're not going to do in the Philippines. So, but I'll tell you guys, if you want to know what it's like in the Philippines, hit me up. It's beautiful. You've never seen anything like it. The people for instance, there's this Rosalind PH blog. She has her own blog. If you want, go to her channel. Let me put her. Hold on a sec. Let me put her up. Mike Taylor, what's going on, Mike, buddy? Mike Taylor in the house. See, now, usually Bell Admin, my moderator, has already got that in there. Yeah, he's just here to say hi to Twyla. He don't care about me. Why I can't find your... Come on, why I can't find your thing here? Tell me, I know how I can find it. There you are. If I take that, hopefully I take that. Come on. God, what a rookie. See, I don't do lives often. I've probably forgotten more than most people know. Mike Taylor, big guy. That's not what I want to do. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. There she is. Yes, there she is. Dum, 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 dum. Okay, now I'm going to tell you right now, this beautiful lady, it's not make America great. It's don't give me any shit. It's not to make America great. We've made America great. We voted for a Democratic guy, and we made him. I'm sorry, I'm just picking on you. Okay, that's for Rose's um, site. So if y'all want to go there and check her out, she's a very nice girl, very nice. I enjoy talking to her, and if I don't like her PayPal that she's got set up, so I'm just going to give you the easy one, um, and that is the PayPal.me / hers is different. She likes to use a different one, but I'm sorry. Um, I like this one better. Her and I disagree on what to use, on what's good to use. You know me. I'm an arrogant bastard. I think I know everything. Okay, I'm sorry, Rose. Oops, did I do that right? PayPal me, Rose, blah, 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 blah. Yes, let's try that. Okay. Now, like I say, Rose is trying to build her house. Go to her go to her site, go to her channel, and check out some of her videos on building her house. She's building a house. She's hiring people to build the house. She's helping out herself, digging stuff. If you want to help her out, that's her PayPal. If you want to send her a few bucks, 10, 20, 50, whatever you want to give her to help her out. She's a single mother. She lives on about $65. Believe it or not, she lives on about $65 a month income. So it's hard to build a house when you only have an income of $65 a month, but she's doing it. So yes, she's worth a donation, people. Believe me, if anybody's worth a donation, this girl is worth a donation. So if you've got $50 sitting in your pocket and you've just been itching to help out somebody, if you got $50 sitting in your pocket and you've been itching to really make a difference in somebody's lives, I can tell you right now, $50 to this girl will make a difference in her life. Because $50 is almost what she lives on a month. So $65 a month is what she lives on. Heck, could you imagine if you gave her $100? Imagine if you gave her $100 right now. She could probably work on that house, hire people, because she I think she hires people for like $8 a day. Imagine how many days she could hire somebody if you gave her $100. How many days, or if four people gave her $25 each, how many days she could have that guy there working on that house. So, but it's too late. I awakened the world about the cabal. I'm ready to chill anyway. Yeah, Mike Taylor and the cabal. You're a good man, Mike. I love it, Mike. But yeah, I don't want to make this a video about helping out Rose, but I'm telling you guys, go check out her channel. Go check out what she's doing over there. Um, Check out how she's her and her sister were out live the other day digging limestone out of the banking. Imagine they're over there with shovels filling bags up of limestone and taking it over so that the carpenter has limestone to use when he comes back to work next week. Um, and gathering rocks for him to use. They're walking around gathering rocks. That's not something we do. I mean, that's not. Oh, by the way, yes, I shaved, nicked myself right there. I shaved today. Okay, yes, the wife said, "Get that shit off your face." Okay, fine, whatever. But so the big white beard, big white goatee's gone. The big white mustache is gone. I can't find my razor, so it's still a little stubbly, but it's going to be stubbly for a week or two until I can find my razor. Well, what do you expect? I ain't used it in months. My God, man. I've been going this thing out for months, and I decided when she's been bugging me for a month and a half, and I said, "Wow, it's 2023. Let's start something new for 2002. Whoa, everything's blurry now. Damn, I can't even read anything." So it's 2023. Let's do something different in 2023. So it's nice to see y'all. And yeah, I apologize for not doing any lives or videos for the past 2 or 3 weeks, but yeah, I just got stuff to do and don't get to have time. I've been helping out some people with new channels. As a matter of fact, I helped I helped my friend there, Rose, get her 1,000 subs, and I helped a couple other people get their 1,000 subs. Yeah, why? What did I say? In the title, do you mean province? Yes, province. What did I put in there? Oh yeah, it's not spelled right. It might help. Thank you, Jiggy. How's that? Province. I'll change that when I'm done with my life. People can deal with it. Thank you, GD. Appreciate that. GD and I are two people who didn't used to get along. I would like to think GD and I are going to get along now. A lot of people and I didn't used to get along, and for that mistake due to poor. Yeah, my poor education. You're right. Absolutely. All I have is the high school education. Um, High school education, and well, actually, I dropped out of high school. I dropped out of high school my last year because my first wife was pregnant, and she was from the Central America and hardly spoke English and couldn't get a job. And so in my last year of high school, had to drop out of high school. We got married and find a job to support a family. I was 17 years old when she got pregnant, and so I was a 17-year-old father. So I had two choices. Yes, you're right, dear. Poor education. So I had two choices. She could go back to El Salvador, where she was from. She could go back to El Salvador, and I never see my daughter, my oldest daughter, and I never see my oldest daughter again. I could, not force, obviously, but I could convince her to have an abortion, which to me, my own belief. Other people can do whatever they want. I believe in a woman's choice, but I believe that I would never have my wife or girlfriend or whatever. I would never ask my wife or girlfriend to have an abortion. I'm against it, but I think it's other. They have. It's not up to me to say to a woman what she can and can't do with her body. So yeah, I got married. Went to work in a factory and worked in a factory for a couple of years until I was able to get my truck driving job. And then started drove truck for 33 years and supported my family. Didn't have my family go on welfare like a lot of people do. Was able to support, matter of fact, my family fairly well. Um, both my older daughters have done well. They're educated. One of them is working on her doctorate, and I have another one who has got her I believe her master's. If she hasn't got her master's, she's working on her master's. And one of my daughters is a lieutenant colonel in the Army National Guard. So yeah, you lieutenant colonel, and she is the battalion commander. So she's the battalion commander for the 133rd Engineering Battalion. So she's done pretty damn well. So for an uneducated son of a bitch, GD, for an uneducated son of a bitch, I did pretty good with raising my daughters. And now my youngest daughter is, she's a straight, matter of fact, my other two daughters are straight A students. This daughter here is a straight A student. She's going to be a brown belt in karate. And she's going to, now she's a international silver medalist in gymnastics. So I guess if she's able to master the sport to be able to get a silver medal in an international competition, then I would say she's doing pretty damn good. So I think I've done pretty good as an uneducated son of a bitch, like like you're trying to insinuate. Because of my poor education. But it's right. It is true. I'm not gonna. See if people say that I'm poorly educated. It's not wrong. If you drop. I mean, I've got my GED. I went back to night school later on, and got my GED. So I was able to at least have the GED to be able to go on in school and so forth. If I decided to later on, I was not able to because I had a family. That's the thing is that if you aren't careful when you're a teenager, I was 16 and already having sex with an older, she was older than I am. I met her in high school, obviously, and that we were having sex, and I guess we had unprotected sex enough that she got pregnant, and I did I don't want to say the manly thing to do, but I did the right thing to do. I married her instead of sending her back. I could have let her go back to El Salvador pregnant and let her go back and try to support the kid, on her own. I could have done that. Hell, it would have been easy for me. I mean, she was going to be going back in 3-4 more months. I mean, she'd have had the baby there, not here. I could have just forgot about it and said, good luck. Good luck, sweetheart. But, real life fucking sets in, people. At some point in time, you have to step up. I was a 17-year-old kid stepping up and saying, okay, I guess I'm ready. Because think about it, she was here. She barely was able to speak English. Thank God I was able to speak enough Spanish. Yo hablo en español. Thank God I was able to speak Spanish enough so that we were able to communicate and so forth. I can't imagine, had she have gone back to, new adult, no thank you. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Block user. Bye-bye. I mean, it would have been really easy for me to just do that. I mean, she was, but could you imagine her going back to us? And understand, people. Understand that this is back in the 80s. This child was born in 1978. And remember the war that was going on in the Philippines with, the guerrillas coming into El Salvador, and there was a war there, a war that lasted nearly 10 years. And could you imagine, had I sent my baby back to live there and to grow up during that war? I brought nephews here. I brought three nephews here. One was there during the war and talked about seeing dead bodies in the ditch. He'd get up in the morning and walk to school and see dead bodies in the ditch and so forth. And so, whatever happened to Sasha, and did she get another bird? And I have not heard if anything ever happened to Sasha. I don't know what happened to her. She had her little farm down there in North Carolina, is what I was told. She had a little farm down there, and she was raising birds and horses and cows and pigs. I don't know. whatever she was doing. I didn't keep track of her. I was happy to see her go. It didn't bother me any. A former commander of the Marine appointed by Jasper. Whatever, whatever you're talking about. Okay, we've been here for a half hour now, and I've talked long enough. But yes, GD, I'm poorly educated, but I was educated enough to support a family pretty damn good. I was educated enough to make a nice little income as a truck driver for 33 years, as a superload driver for 26 years, hauling everything from houses to anything that I could put on a flatbed, put on a trailer. So yeah, I was an uneducated son of a bitch that I built this big 5-bedroom beautiful house that I live in. 5 bedrooms. I know 4 bedrooms. I'm sorry, 4 bedrooms. 4 bedrooms. 3 bathrooms. I own 30 acres of land here. I own I own 25 acres out on an island in Mariahville, Maine. Out there, I own 25 acres on an island with 600 and something feet of water frontage. I own a piece of property in Twitchell on Twitchell Pond. I'm across the lake there, where I can basically look across from that property onto the lake. I own another piece of property right beside me here that's 2 acres. I own Twitchell Pond, Mariahville, the property that I'm on. Yeah, I've done pretty damn good. I would say that I ain't done too bad. How much do you own, GD? Just curious, at one time I owned 2 homes, and I sold my other home because I didn't want to deal with it anymore. But yeah, I ain't done very bad. I have done pretty good. I mean, I'll slap myself on the back. All right. For a 11th grade dropout. I mean, because I didn't do I basically I didn't get through any of the 12th grade as an 11th grade dropout, who went to night school to finish up, who learned to drive truck, um, and was able to make what would be equivalent now to, well, I won't bother to say, but all I can say is in 1978, I'm sorry, 1982, I was making $12 an hour, which is probably equivalent to, I don't know, 30 something dollars an hour now, probably. Because that was damn good money for a truck driver back then. And I was working for LaPage Bakery in Lewiston, Maine. And yep, they paid pretty damn good. And from there, I went to work for Bacon Delivery, and drove for them. And then after that, I owned my own company for 20 years. I owned my own company, drove my own trucks, had 16 employees working for me. So yeah, it's for an uneducated fuck, for a guy with no education, I did pretty good. I owned a home sales. Matter of fact, I ended up becoming a broker for a real estate broker. Yeah. So I did not, for an uneducated, poorly educated son of a bitch, I haven't done too bad. I mean, sold real estate for a bunch of years, which is one of the reasons why I have the properties that I have, is because I learned a long time ago real estate was a good investment. Of course, now I still have a bunch of other investments, that I've done fairly decent on. Even though Bitcoin went down, I was able to be out of Bitcoin had some of my money set aside. So it worked out well for me, because when Bitcoin went way down, I was able to buy, because I had some that I had sold, that I had the cash sitting there. So when Bitcoin started going down, I just waited, and I bought Bitcoin now at not Bitcoin Cash at 86 cents per coin. And I recently bought Bitcoin for $1,590 something each. So, I mean, Bitcoin going down was not a bad thing for me. I probably right now, I probably almost doubled my Bitcoin investment. So yeah, I did pretty good on that. See, for an uneducated guy, I wasn't too bad at figuring out how to do things. But I'm glad you did point that out, um, GD, because that gave me. I was struggling to come up with enough topics. So that I'm glad you brought that up. Those anyone but troll, they follow me around speaking. Twitter got attacked, but yeah, they all get attacked. It's all this bullshit going on YouTube, Facebook, and all that shit. I don't give a damn. See, people with college degrees not have a bit of they don't have common sense. They go there and I can tell you right now, I have met a lot of people with college degrees driving truck, making a lot less money than I made. I hired people who had college degrees to drive truck. So yeah, you can be an uneducated fucking idiot. I know a lot of uneducated fucking idiots that I wondered how the hell did they get through college, because they could barely get through the day without being a jackass and fucking something up. So yeah, for an uneducated son of a bitch, I ain't done too bad. Like I say, I live in this big house. It's 2,300 square feet that sits on a bunch of acreage. I've got plenty of land out around me here. I can hunt on my own land. I can hunt without even leaving my own property. That's how much land I have here. I can go 3,000, 2,000, 3,000, whatever it is, feet before I cross over a road back there. This way here, I go, God, I don't know, 5,000 feet before I hit a road. So I guess for an uneducated bastard, done pretty good. As a matter of fact, the subdivision that I live in, I created. I bought the 20 acres of land that this subdivision was created out of. I did the creation. I created the subdivision. I'm the one who hired the surveyors to come in and survey it. I'm the one who hired the engineers to come in and engineer the power and the roadways. I'm the one who hired. Yeah, and you know what? I had the money to do that. Why? Because I was smart enough to save money. I was smart enough to put money aside. I was smart enough. When I was 21 years old, I bought my first house. 21 years old, bought my first house. All right. And when I bought my first house, I can remember we were happy with 11% interest back in 1983, I think it was. I bought my first house. So maybe I was 22, something like that. But in 1983, I bought my first house. Bought my second house in 85. I bought a house every couple of years. I bought a house and sold it, and made money on each house that I sold. Bought land, divided it off. Bought land in Bethel, Maine, and oh yeah, I bought and sold swampland too. Damn right, swampland up here is not bad though, because it's all water. But I used to work in Bethel, Maine. I bought a house in Bethel, Maine, and I divided the house off. It had a house with a garage. Actually, it had a nice two-car garage. It had a one-car little. It looked a little more like a shed, but it had a garage door in it, so you could run a tractor or whatever under it, and it had a gravel pit in the back. So when I bought the land, I used the gravel in the back of the property to build a road in. Sold 2 lots off from when I first started, to get enough money to do the road the rest of the way, to put underground power in from those 2 lots, and sold 5 more lots, because I still had the house with 1 acre, and sold 5 more lots, which was all clear profit. those 5 lots. All clear because the road and everything was done with the first 2 lots that I sold, and I sold the house with 1 acre for the same amount that I bought the house in 15 acres. I did pretty good on that. I made some money on that one, and then I worked on some other properties. I've done 4 subdivisions. This subdivision here I did. As a matter of fact, I had some cash. I had a bunch of cash. I bought the land with cash. This 20 acres here that I live on, that I did this subdivision, I bought the land with cash, and then I refinanced my house and took out $30,000 yeah, I got my. Yeah, absolutely, Mike. It doesn't matter. You're. I'm more educated by life than most people are by going to school. All right. I watch a lot of history channel type of stuff. I watch a lot of documentary. I love documentaries. I love History Channel. And I watch a lot and I see a lot and I retain a lot. I talk to a lot of people who have been around the world. I've been around the world. I've been through Asia. I've been through the Americas, North and South, and in Central. I've been to Central America. I mean, I bet you, unless you've been in the military, okay, I'll bet you I've been to more countries than most of you have been. And I'm an uneducated motherfucker, GED says. But I bet I've been to more countries than most of you have. So I love being uneducated, I guess you would say. I love being me. You know what? Let me make it simple. I love being me because I ain't done so bad. My kids I raised kids well. They're doing well. None of them ever went to jail, never went to prison. I never had to go to prison. Not that it's a bad thing, but I never had to go to prison. Never. Oh, everybody! I got to show you my daughters. I've been working on it. That's why I have it beside me. I got to show you what my daughters bought me. I've been working on it today. That's why it's beside me. This is what my daughters bought me for my Christmas present because I'm such a good dad. Now this here is the belt, the strap that goes on it. All right, which I haven't got it on yet. I got to get some swivels. This is what my daughters bought me. How do you like that? What a good bunch of girls, huh? Look at that. 30-06, model 700. Leopold scope. Value about $1,450 according to the place that I had to go to register it. It was about $1,500 with the Leopold because the gun itself is worth about $1,000, a little less than $1,100, and the Leopold scope that's on it is about $400 or $500. So about $1,500. My daughters didn't pay that much because obviously they got it at an auction. But that's what my daughters got me for Christmas. Real good kids. See now, I think they said they paid $800. Let me just say to you, my daughters must have a good income if they're able to give me an $800 Christmas present. Well, I would say my daughters are doing okay. My daughters are doing okay if they're able to give their father an $800 Christmas present. Or actually, $1,500 is the value, but they paid about $800 for it. But yeah, I needed that. I've been looking for a good hunting rifle, and I sold my 30-06 years ago, and I've been crying ever since I sold that 30-06 years ago. I'm a big hunter. So those of you who don't know me that well, I'm a big hunter. I love hunting. Um, my family, that's what we lived off from, was whatever us boys. There was four of us boys in the family. My father couldn't work much because my father had a really severe back, bad back. As a matter of fact, he had quite the quite the bump on his back there. He had kyphosis, whichever the front curve is, so that they have a humpy area on their back. So my father had, so he always had a hard time working because he was in severe pain. He'd work half a day and would be in such severe pain he'd have to come home and lay down in bed and stay in bed half a day. So we ate whatever we could shoot. I started trapping at the age of 9 actually. Started trapping at the age of 9, and we ate whatever we got in the trap or whatever I could shoot, whatever us boys could shoot on the mountain behind us. We lived right at the base of a mountain, and whatever whatever, and it was, if it was hunting season, fine. If it wasn't hunting season, we weren't going to starve people. I mean, we live in the state of Maine. Um, if we were hungry, we're gonna go out and get some food. And the closest place to get food wasn't the supermarket because we didn't have any money to do it. It was to go up back, find a deer and shoot it and kill it and bring it back and cut it up. And that's what we did. I remember having deer hung up in the, hey, Preston, what's going on? What's going on, big guy? I can remember when I was a kid having a deer hung up in the shed that we hadn't cut up. That the old man said, go outside and cut a hunk off from that deer out there. And I can remember going out there and taking the axe and taking a hammer and chopping through the loin on the back of that deer to get that loin out of that deer because it was frozen solid. But we chop that goddamn thing out with an axe. We put the axe against it, take that friggin' big hammer and bang and cut down through that goddamn thing and get a hunk out like that. And that's because we were 6 kids and we had 2 daughters. My father had 2 daughters. My mother had 2 daughters and 4 boys, and then the 2 of them. So there were 8 of us. We were 8 in the family. So we fucking. Yeah, you're right. Well, I don't say it was easy, but I mean, it was, it was not an easy test, but I passed it without too much trouble. Preston, Nashville. But yeah, I had an interesting childhood. I don't, people ask, why wouldn't you have loved to have had a different childhood? Maybe, no, I mean, I loved going out back on the mountain and hunting and finding a deer or finding, a bunch of rabbits or, a bunch of whatever to kill and bring home and eat or catching stuff in my traps. I can remember at one time, I think one year we had 300 or 400 muskrat, and between muskrat and raccoon and muskrat, raccoon, and mink and stuff, that's what we paid taxes at the house, was that. That's what always saved us on the house, was what we caught in the traps. Um, when we were kids, our toys, what we could make off from something, we'd pick up a piece of wood and throw a couple pieces of wood together and make it look. Now that I think about it, of course, propaganda teach me. Yep. I can remember we made our toys out of stuff we found kicking around. Um, sounds pretty bad, I know, but I can remember if I wanted a new bike, I would go down to the town transfer station, well, dump back then, and go around and pick out 3 or 4 different bikes and 3 or 4 bikes make one bike to have one good running bike that I could run around town with and stuff. I mean, we were buying bikes from the freaking store. We didn't have money to buy a fucking bicycle. We didn't have money to eat. You think my mother and father's gonna go buy us a new bicycle? Yeah, I can remember we got new bicycles. We had a new bicycle with a banana seat and those big stuff. I can remember getting that, and I can remember how happy I was that I had my new bike, and I put stuff on the tires to make. Oh God, it was I. I don't ever remember getting, other than that, maybe one other time getting a new bike. Maybe one other time getting a new bike. Otherwise than that, we go down to the dump and go grab bicycles and you know because we used to be back then, you'd throw your regular garbage, you'd throw it out. And if you had a bicycle or something, you'd throw it off to the side. So there'd be a big pile of bicycles there, people throw it away. And we would go through that big pile of bicycles and pick out 4 or 5 bikes that were the same and just sit over there and make a bicycle. I mean, we were, matter of fact, I ran a little bicycle shop when I was about 12 years old. My father was the one who talked to the people who would bring their bikes in, but most of the time I was the one that was working on the bicycle because I had built so many friggin' bicycles by that time. Hey, KY Backer fan, what's going on, big guy? I had built so many bicycles by the time I was 12 years old. I knew more about building bikes and doing stuff. Hey, Happy New Year to you too, KY. I knew more about building bikes and working on bikes than my father ever dreamed of. So hell yeah, I mean, I had a little bicycle shop and I made a few bucks and you know, I people bring bikes in, I totally rebuild it. I could do everything on a 10-speed, any of the bikes. It didn't matter. I could rebuild the damn things. But because I was uneducated, that's the thing, people. You have to understand when you don't have the opportunity that other people have. See, my family, we never had the opportunity to go on in college. Me, I didn't because I had to get married when I was young. Back then, I mean, it was a different time back then. Nowadays, guys just walk away from a woman and just leave them pregnant and don't care. We didn't do that shit back then. We were men. It didn't matter if we were 16, 18, 20, what. If you had a woman pregnant, you stepped up. You be a man. If you want to play like men do and have sex when you get caught, you step up like a man and do what's right. And that's what I did. I did what's right, and I stayed with that woman 26 years. I stayed together 26 years. Both kids out of college before we divorced. Completely through school before we divorced. Before we stayed separated and so forth. But I couldn't imagine making her have an abortion. I couldn't imagine. And I sure as the hell was not going to send her back to the country of El Salvador, pregnant, and have my kid in El Salvador. I mean, seriously. Hey, Mike, take care. Have a good one, Mike. But I mean, I couldn't even dream of my daughter. Of course, then we didn't know what it was, but I couldn't dream of sending a pregnant woman back to a third world country where there was a war. Remember, like I said earlier, this is El Salvador, where in the 80s there was wars going on. I had nephews coming here that were escaping the wars that were telling me about dead bodies in the, in the ditch, headless people, hung up in the tree that, their bodies had dropped down because they'd hung there so long and so forth that their heads had ripped out. I mean, some of the fucking stories these kids used to tell, what they witnessed in El Salvador and stuff would curl your fucking hair. Can you imagine? My nephew Benjamin, 10 years old when he came here. I think he was 10 years old. And he'd seen people being hacked up with machetes and guerrillas, that would come across the border and just wipe out half the village. They would come to your house. They would see if you had a boy old enough to to fight, and they would give you a choice: die or fight. And if you didn't fight, they weren't fucking around. When they said die or fight, they meant die or fight. And if they came to your house and you said no, you don't want to fight, they'd cut your fucking head off. So if you had a 12-year-old boy, that 12-year-old boy was old enough to hold a gun. And I think that's what Benjamin was. There was Benjamin, Eduardo, and a couple others. And they were like 12, 14 years old when they got here. One was 13, I think. Eduardo was 13. But these are kids that if they had not came here would have been, either, cause it didn't matter. Guerrillas would come to the house and say, do you want to fight? Or it could be the government, the fucking army would come and didn't matter. I mean, these were, could I send my daughters, back to that? Could I send my unborn child back to that? No, hell no. So I got married at the age of 17. So yes, GD, I'm a poorly educated son of a bitch. You're right, GD. I'm a poorly educated son of a bitch. But I did pretty damn good as a poorly uneducated son of a bitch. Made more money than most. But now I don't. I'm retired now, and I'm trying to live a decent life. I have a young, beautiful wife. I have a young daughter that brings me joy with the stuff that she's able to do in gymnastics and watching her in karate. I get the most enjoyment out of watching my middle daughter. She was at Janet Mills's inauguration, this week, and part of the inauguration there, inauguration ball. My daughter I have a good life. I have, my health is not good. I don't give a fuck. I had pneumonia. It went sepsis, and sepsis went into my heart and almost killed me. But I'm alive. I can talk to you guys. I can do what I need to do to get things done during the day. So I don't have a bad life. If I was asked, would you do it all again, Brian? What am I supposed to do? Send my daughter back to El Salvador? So no, of course I'm not going to do that any different. Would I have used a condom every time? Yeah, I would love to have made sure that when I was 16 having sex. When I was 16 years old, 17 years old, I wished I'd used a condom every time, absolutely. Or the condom didn't bust. Because back then we didn't have magnums. So if you were endowed well, your condom often bust. So I mean, I can't change that. My second daughter was born. That was a blessing. I was tickled shitless when my wife told me she was pregnant and so forth. And then when we parted ways and she went her way, I went my way, and I met Grasha, and we fell in love. I mean, Grasha came from a well family. Grasha's family made more money than I ever dreamed of. Her father worked in Saudi Arabia and made a lot of money there when he was in Saudi Arabia. But the best here, Brian. Don't mind people. Thank you, Rose. Rose, I'm telling you guys, go to Rose's channel. I put the link up there. Go to Rose's channel. I think I want you to go to Rose's channel because she's a different girl. I want you to see what this woman is willing to do to build her own house. Digging out lime out of the banking just so that she can have lime, digging the rocks and collecting rocks and so forth, going to the beach and collecting enough mussels for. I mean, go watch what this girl does. Remember she makes what $65-$70 a month is what she lives on. Imagine if that's. I mean, people, we can't live on that a week. All right. If one of you is living on that a week, I'd be fucking. I'd want you to show me how you're living on $65 a week. All right. I'd want you to show me that. But imagine she's living on, and she's got a baby. She's got a 2-year-old, a 2-year-old child. She's trying to take care of at the same time. So hey, you got a few bucks. You want to feel good about yourself. You want to feel good that you helped out a woman that's worth helping out. If you want to help out someone that, in doing so, that you've helped make a difference in someone's life. There's her page. Go to her page. She's got her email. I mean, she's got her PayPal there. Go check her out. But if you want to give money to somebody that you can feel that you've made a difference in their life, go give her $50. I mean, that's almost a month's worth of income. Go give her $65. Go give her her month's income today. Go over there, give her $65, and imagine that income is what she can scratch around and find. It's what she can do for little jobs here and there and so forth to get 60. This is not $65 like here. Oh, I have unemployment. Oh, I have this. Oh, I have that. There is none of that there in the Philippines. All right. You can starve to death. You can die in the Philippines because you don't have money. So you better live somewhere where you go watch her. She needs something to go with her rice. So she goes behind the house, cuts a bunch of greens from behind the house, and what they call water spinach. Goes and cuts a bunch of water spinach, cleans them, trims them, cooks them, and that's her dinner. Check it out, guys. I dare you to go check it out. Watch how she lives, and then say, yeah, she's not worth giving $10. Heck, give her $10. Give her $20. You realize $20? I mean, that's like what she makes in a week's time. $20. Guys, you and I bet you and I, any of us, go out for lunch. I bet we spend $20. I can tell you right now, if I go out for lunch, I'm going to spend $20. If I take my daughter out for lunch, it's going to cost me $25-$30. Take my wife out, it's going to be $50. We eat well. All right, guys, I said this was going to be about a 15-minute to a half-hour live, and I've sat here and run my mouth off for an hour. So I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody. I'm gonna say goodbye to Roseland, and say bye to who's been in here? KY Packer, Mike Taylor, and some of the others that have been in here, and to the people that are going to see this after the fact, News Now Preston, Twyla, and even GD. I got nothing against GD. Was that mistake due to poor education? I guess it was. Must have been, huh? But I'll correct that with my poor spelling, because I spelt one word bad. It's my poor education's fault. Fucking idiot. I love it. I don't know. I just love it when people, love to point you. Oh, you're poor educated because you spelt one word wrong. It's true. I'm poor educated. Did pretty goddamn well with that poor education, though. But if any of you got any disagreements with me, hell, put them in a comment. Throw it in a comment. If any of you think that I'm wrong and you want to tell me why I'm wrong, heck, put it in a comment. If I think you've got a decent argument, I'll get a hold of you and we'll debate it. How about that? if any of you think that not being educated and that you can't do well not being educated, put a comment in there. I'll get hold of you. We'll debate as to whether or not somebody can do well or not. With a minimal education. I love it. I love debating shit like that. I love debating idiot. I love debating fucking idiots and somebody that would say something like that. You know, basically they're a fucking idiot. That's all I can say. But oh well. I educate him in. Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I also educate him and did also. Good point, KY. And I guarantee KY makes more than you do. KY is a good man. KY spent a whole bunch of years in the military. Oh, as a matter of fact, speaking of military, man, Steve Musel is a master debater. I'm actually a good fisherman. So I guess I'm a masturbator, right? If you're a good fisherman, does that make you a masturbator? Because if you're a good debater, you're a master debater. So I guess if you're a good fisherman, you're a masturbator. Never, just didn't realize that. But okay, people, we've fucked around here. We've talked about silly stuff. We talked about serious stuff. And we've talked about Rose. I'll tell you guys, if you're single, if you're single and you're looking for a gorgeous wife or a gorgeous girlfriend, go check out Rose's vlog. She's a looker for sure. I mean, she's a looker. KY, why haven't I seen you over at Rose's? Hell, Mayo is over there. Belle Admin is over on her channel now. How come I ain't see KY Packer? You better grab that link and go over and subscribe to Rose. If you don't, I'm gonna be madder than hell at you. Because next time Rose has a live, I want to harass you when you're over there. Like I harass Mayo. Steve comes over there and him and I get into it with Rose and so forth. Stevie Bones are getting thinner every week. Yeah, Steve's not trying to. I mean, Steve is trying to get better, but it's not. I pity him because he's not going to feel better. He's not going to. I have chronic pain because of my back and my legs, because of the nerve damage in my legs. He has pain all over. Steve's pain doesn't just his legs. It's not just he has pain. He has head pains, back pains. His bones are thinning because of this disease that he's got. And still, this is a man who helps out the homeless, bills them. Oh God, if I just told you half of the stuff that this man does for homeless people and stuff, it's an amazing guy. I'll tell you, I am so honored to be a good friend of Steve's. I mean, he was up this week, and I went and visited him, and we had that his wife. I'm sorry. His girlfriend. I'm sorry. His girlfriend had a little snack out there, and Steve was trying to be as cordial as he could be. He's sitting there in pain. He's in pain. You can tell by the way he's talking. He's in pain. His granddaughter, my daughter's there sitting right beside him, hugging him and so forth. She knows he's in pain. She felt really, really bad when we left. She felt real bad that he was in such pain and nothing she could do. All she could do is hug him and rub his back and hope he feels better. And I hope they get to a point of where he will feel better. He was hoping they were going to give him some pain pills when he went this week. So I pray that they did, because if any man needs and deserves these pain pills, he does. Um, he he's in a lot of pain, and he's gone without the pain pills for a long time, just because he didn't want to have the control that the pain pills make. They take a lot of the control away from you, and he didn't want to feel groggy. A lot of times, if you don't handle pain pills well, they make you groggy and so forth. So he didn't want that. So he's been trying to stay away from the pain pills. But his pain right now is just so much that he has to have the pain pills. And I hope he gets them. And I hope he goes through with it. I hope he doesn't decide he's going to be, stubborn and try to work through it, because it doesn't have to be in the pain that he's in. What he needs to do is break down and start listening to people and start using um, the devices that he has to help him with walking, and he has to use either the walker or the electric wheelchair. He's got to do that. Um, but I love the guy. I mean, the guy is probably one of the best men that I've ever run into in many, many years. Um, he's a Mainer. He's lived in Maine. He knows what it's like to live here. He knows how hard the life it is here and so forth. And he's coming back. Done thumbs. Thank you. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. But I'll try to go to the pharmacy and buy some medicine for the baby. She has a fever. Yeah, I know, Rose. Good luck with that and so forth. Hopefully, somebody goes over to your vlog there and throws you a little something to help you out with the medicine. I know that your baby's been sick for a couple of weeks now, and she hasn't been able to get rid of the fever. So hopefully, you get a chance to go to the pharmacy and get your medicine. Hopefully, somebody helps you out. It's hard when the medicine costs more than what you make in a month. Bye, everyone. Rose says, bye, everyone. But yeah, KY, come on over to her vlog sometime. We have fun over there. We harass her sister. She's got a beautiful sister too. We harass her sister. We harass her. We harass whoever just happens to be there. So, okay, everybody, I gotta kick this here too. It's 1:15 in the morning. It's time for me to go to bed. Um, Love y'all. Miss y'all. I wish I could come on more often, but it's just don't have it in me anymore. I go on other lives. I'll go talk on other lives. I'll go over to this one. I'll go over that one. I'll go help out. I go and monitor and so forth. Does she have? Yes, she does have PayPal. Hold on a sec. I'll give you her PayPal. I just had it a minute ago. Oh, well, let me give it to you this way. Her PayPal is pay. But me slash. I know because I sent her a little bit of money the other day when they were building the house. Um, I sent her some money to help her out with the house build. The only reason I have it. Let me check it. Try that one, KY. That one should work. You imagine KY $65 a month? Could you? I mean, fucking $65 a month. I mean, obviously, it's Philippines. Things are different there. She has gardens. She has the trees. She lives off the land. She basically lives off the land like I do. See, that's why I relate to this girl, because she does what I used to do. We lived off the land because we had animals we were killing, but there she's scrounging from the land and so forth. So yeah. Oh, I just realized my phone, this computer wasn't plugged in. It's got a low battery message, but okay, everybody, love y'all. Like I was saying, love y'all. Maybe I'll start having more lives. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I get the gumption up. I really like going to other people's lives and harassing them. And I've been helping out a couple of other girls, which my wife knows about, so not a big deal. I've been helping out a couple of other girls get there. That didn't work. Hold on. PayPal. Bear with me. Nothing was found. Well, I'm going to give you her email. Try sending it. Hold on. You know what? Go to her YouTube channel, and it's right on the picture. You'll see on the lower right hand corner of the picture is her PayPal. Go there and check it out there. Subscribe to her, and then you'll see the PayPal there. I apologize. I've got it. I don't know why I'm not able to. I keep telling her she needs to put that PayPal up where people can get it easily. Oh, can only say that so many times. I'm sorry. I'm going to try this. What does this happen to this? Oh, no. That gives me about 1,000 freaking things. No, thank you. See, I hate when these people put this the way it is. It's you can't. That's why I kept trying to tell her just do the PayPal me, and I've done the PayPal me for her. You know what? I'll just do this. Aha! There it is, right there. There it is. That should work. Not just because I say that, it probably won't. Hmm. Oh, come on, damn it. I realize how irritating it is sometimes. PAYPAL.me /PL.me /. No, Dad, Bunyet, that's not right either. Jesus, Brian. PayPal, PAYPAL.me /. Let's try that one. I don't know. Gotta go to her thing, I guess. I can't figure it out what I'm doing wrong. There it is. You gotta take the ad out. Thank you. The at. Take the at out. PayPal, PAYPAL.me /. And then post that like that. The /. Take that out. Try that one. That one will work. That's pretty bad, Brian. You had this all fucked up. This poor girl. How about that? Will that work? There. That's the one right there. God damn it. All these others, I'm going to remove them. No. The last one works. Jesus Christ. Oh, God, Brian, what are you, an idiot? I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. I finally figured it out. The last one works. I already checked it. KY, that one worked. Yeah, I feel proud of myself now. Oh, God. PayPal.me. I do PayPal. What? Why is that like that? That shouldn't be like that. Well, it works. So I don't care. Give a damn. You know what? I don't care. That worked. PayPal me, blah, 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 whatever the hell. That worked. So people can send her money. Imagine 65. Every time I think about that, I'm thinking when we were kids. Okay, everybody, gotta go. Thank you much. Take care. Y'all take care now. Bye.